Hello everybody, welcome back. So there is a bounce, and the bounce isn't amazing, but it bounces. At the moment, the bounce is from the 50 exponential moving average. So we saw that on the last pullback, the consolidation, the whatever you want to call it, from the summer of last year. So we saw that, blah 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 blah, and then that's where it sort of turned around from. We've seen it before as well. That's not the only time we saw it on this one. Bang 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 bang. A bit messy, but huge, big, massive pullback, huge pullback, massive one. Over a space of a couple of weeks, 50%. So not too dissimilar to what we've seen recently, I suppose. Apart from the fact that this is crypto related. This is simply a crypto related thing, whereas this is very much tied into everybody and everything. They're all pulling back. They're all doing the same thing. And so with that, I mean, even oil, we're coming down, even Dixie coming down. It's just like down is the only way. Down is the most fashionable thing at the moment. Down, basically. You got to get down with down, otherwise you're not down with it, all right? So that is basically the deal. Everyone's going down, and that's cool now. But, trends change as the fashions, and it might not be fashionable to go down anymore for a little bit. Might be time for a little bounceroo, little pump. And we've already seen a little pump, so the question is, where's it going to pump to, or is that it? Well, if we go to the daily, see rejection on the 200 simple moving average and the 7 simple moving average. So to be fair, that's the first area of resistance. Since losing those areas, which used to be support, and they're now resistance, and bang, rejection. Now, we don't have any death crosses on this daily, nothing like that. You will if you continue to be lower than $84,000. You will get death crosses. At this rate, not for a couple of weeks. We did have some bull div, 1, 2, and then marks the bounce area, but we are getting rejected, so that is not a good look for us. 4 hourly, what are you up to? Give us something. Okay, so 4 hourly is not particularly useful. It's not really being support or resistance. It's basically just a guide, but as a guide is concerned, we're below all moving averages at this point as well. So rejected on the daily, sort of fannying around on the 4 hourly. This bounce might not be the one today to take us up to areas that might get us back out of the woods, and for that I really sort of suggest that we're talking 93 to 94,000 to be out of the woods. Got to get above these 4 hourly death crosses really. And obviously we'd avoid a daily death cross as long as we're back up above 86. Really, you want to get above 88, but obviously we want to be in the mid-90s, really. So at the moment, the bounce is good, the rejection is real, and everybody's sort of red still. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to stay this way for the rest of the day, but as of this very moment in time, it does look like a clear rejection. I'm probably revisiting this low, or maybe even going down a little lower, but that bounce looks like it's done at the moment. And with the S&P sort of bouncing from nowhere, really, there is a nowhere bounce, basically. This bounce that's happening right now is happening from a non-area. It might be that the S&P decides that it has to go down a little further to allow everybody else to go up a little more from a lower zone. So it is what it is. There's nothing else I can say about that. Just allow it to come down, and if it does, it'll bring Bitcoin down. And then when this bounces, if it bounces, which it probably will, there should be a decent rally, 5,800, 6,000 for the S&P, and then we'll see if it has legs after that. I don't think it does, but we'll see. Cause this is starting to break down now at this point. Well, I mean, it effectively is breaking down. The fear would be that does it come down to like 5,300 first before it bounce back up to 6,000? That is, it's all open to interpretation. Total 2 now down below $1 trillion, which is fine. And this is one thing I just wanted to point out. Well, we spoke about it before. There is a live stream tonight, so if you want to join that, links in the description below for the Patreon. But we've spoken about this before. People talk about how bad this bull market is. Structurally, it's actually really good. It goes massive up, consolidation, higher low, massive up, consolidation, higher low. You'd expect another massive up, probably a bigger up than the ones that we've already seen. It's hard to imagine that when you see sort of downs of such significance. But structurally, this is a decent bull market, really. Previously, you fanny around, you go massively up. You fanny around, you go massively up. This time, the bull market is up. down, up, down. It's structurally amazing. The problem is that there's so many altcoins, so many people are trapped in so many piles of crap that they are not, and they have not felt this alt season or even this bull market. But you just need to reflect on the ones that have enjoyed the bull market. There's your Bitcoin, there's your XRP. You know, other big players would be Solana. Solana, USDT. Again, I'm not a massive Solana fanboy or anything like that, but you know, there's your bull market. So Bitcoin, you know, here we got XRP. You know, you've got Solana. You'll have BNB to an extent, wouldn't you? You know, all the top caps have enjoyed the bull market. You know, and I'm not saying that I've been riding purely top cap coins. I've flirted with a few low caps. You know, don't get me wrong. I'm wrecked on a handful, but you know, for the most part, you know, the overall vibe was correct. You know, stick to the high liquidity, stick to the big boys, stick to the ones with real teams, stick to the ones with utility, and stay away from all that speculative crap. Really, and you know what you'll see. I mean, even T-Rex, from what I remember, is a relatively good chart, which, you know, it didn't show it me now. You know, it's embarrassed, but it is. From what I remember, even T-Rex isn't up on any chart. So we're talking about a bull market which is still bullish, right? You know, looking at this chart here, you know, BNB, for instance, monthly, you've come down to a monthly 21 exponential retest. We saw that down here, bang, new all-time high. I'm not saying that that's exactly what has to happen, but when you're sort of looking at structures of charts and working out, you know, where we're going to go from here, I mean, this is up, you know, so is the total 2, so is Bitcoin, so is a lot of things. But there is the majority of things that aren't, you know, and that's where people go wrong, and that is the problem with crypto, I have to say, you know. I always do when we do these streams. I always look at, you know, not always. It's less and less so now. But people will bring these charts to me and say, "What do you think to this?" And it'll be some meme of something. Yeah, and I'm just like, I can't. There's nothing I can say about it. It just goes down forever, and there is no reason to buy a chart that goes down forever unless, of course, you're happy to gamble. And if you're not happy to gamble, then there is no way that you can really approach it from a technical perspective. It's just a gamble, you know. You like to play the lottery tickets, then you might as well, you know, throw some money into some speculative altcoins or whatever. You have a higher chance of success than the lottery, but then the odds on the lottery are like, you know, tens of millions to 1. Right, I'll leave it with you there. There's nothing much more to say. It looks okay to me. I don't really have a problem with it. Not really, provided you're in the right stuff. And the right stuff being the boring stuff, which is, you know, boring. Right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.